Hello, everybody. Welcome to World 101 Podcast. I'm your host with the most, the Chocolate Wonder with Thunder, Mr. Eddie V. Joining me is my sidekick, or actually that host. I just stole this direct from him. The Red Velvet Nordic Beast himself, Mr. Eric Giver.
What up, kids? We're back tonight bringing you a special Warp World episode to cover this evening's Nintendo Direct that is A.R.M.S focused with a little splash of Splatoon 2.
Yes. So we're going to, the way that we're going to go about it, we're just going to go down the list on what they showed and give you some thoughts. So they started off with A.R.M.S 101, kind of breaking down how this all came together. They're still trying to figure it out. They don't really know how it started. They said that it was a man
We've got an entirely nonsensical story that does not matter.
Yeah.
But it's fun for the fact that it's there.
Yeah. A headless man with some springy arms, and it goes right into the direct after that. They started off talking about the weight and attributes. So there's three types of arms. There's going to be heavy, medium, and light. And heavy is like a powerful attack, but it's slow. Medium is kind of your basic average, and light is you'll be able to do multiple attacks, but they're too light. So
less damage.
Yeah, less damage. And the attributes there is fire, electric, wind, ice, stun, explosion, and blind. Fire knocks them down. Electric electrocutes them. Wind blows them away with a cyclone. Ice freezes your opponent. Stun shocks or kind of stops your opponent. Explosion blows up your opponent, and blind hinders their sight. So with all of that put together with the weight in arms, you'll be able to stop attacks, depending if they meet each other, or you'll be able to hit them and do some kind of damage that reflects by them, blowing up or being stunned or getting taken back. So they'll take more damage, kind of like an elemental damage.
Yep, we got 7 elements, every one of them with a little bit of a different effect. I'm particularly interested in the blind. I'm hoping it's more effective than the blooper ink from Mario Kart 8, but I think it could be used to great effect if it's implemented right.
Yeah, I really can't wait to see how people mix it up with the weight and with the attributes, because you could mix up your actual arms. So it would be exciting to see what kind of combos and with their special abilities, what they could do in this game.
I just had a brilliant idea for DLC for one of the new arms. They need to have one of the blind elemental arms, but it's the blooper squid from Mario.
Oh, wow. As an arm. Oh, wow.
Fuck yeah. I'd be all over it. Make it happen.
That's the octopus, right?
Yeah, the little squid. The blooper.
Oh, wow. Well, they did say free updates for the stages, arms, and characters, so we probably can't see that. It would be actually surprising. And this, just to let everybody know, this direct wasn't too long. It was like about 25 minutes in total. But they showed off some new characters. And they showed off kind of their three weapons that they're going to actually start off with. So the first one is Spring Man. His shockwave deflects attacks and does more damage when health gets low. His 3 weapons is Toaster, which is fire, Boomerang, which is wind, and Tribalt, which is stun. And just to let everybody know that some of these arms, they look like boxing gloves. Some of them look like missiles that they can shoot, and some of them look like a big kind of how would you like a big fist or a big boulder kind of thing. So they got that kind of style on how they look. And then like one is like a big circle that's like almost a boomerang in a way.
Yep. I also think now too that we also need another blind arm that's one of the squids from Splatoon.
There's only one blind actually one blind weapon in this whole game at the moment. Like everything else
that they showed.
Well, yeah, that they show. But
There's got to be more than just the one.
when it was just breaking everybody down, a lot of them had the other attributes, and I was just like, is anyone else got the blind? So, what did you think about Springman? I know he's kind of like the leading character, like the average one.
He's about the least interesting one of the bunch to me, truth be told.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of the most generic. Him and Ribbon Girl both. Those two are the ones that I go, okay, I get why you are the cover characters, the
Hmm.
poster characters for this, but you are the least interesting to me.
Almost like the Ryu and Ken or Ryu and Chun Li.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. No, Chun-Li will never be not interesting. Give me some Thunder Thighs.
Well, Chun Li as in the fact that Spring Girl, or I mean not Spring Girl, Ribbon Girl is the female.
Yeah, I know.
So, and I don't want to say Sakura, because she's just a whole different character in total. Like, so the next one they showed was uh, Mechanica. She can hover and has durability. So like she could take a lot of hits, but she could really stay up in the air for a good while. Her three weapons are Revolver, which is electric, Whammer, which is stun, and Homie, which is explosion. So, which out of that, Whammer is kind of like a hammer that it's a heavy hitter, and Homie is like a gun that has three missiles that does that's pretty much just Homie missiles that could blow them up. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Keep going.
The next character is Ninjara. He's the speedier like he's the ninja of the group, the speedier one, and can disappear and warp. And while he's fighting, his three weapons are shock ram, which is stun, buff, and tri-blasting explosion. And his buff, he could charge up and it could go a little bit longer. Hitting them, doing a little bit more damage. So it doesn't have an elemental. So not all of the arms are going to have a attribute to it.
No, and that's okay. It creates a little bit of balance.
Yeah. After that, hold on 1 second. What happened? Da da da. Oh, there we go. Sorry, everybody. My computer just went cuckoo crazy.
I'm ready for some DNA Man. DNA Man makes me happy.
DNA.
Yeah, DNA Man makes me unbelievably happy.
Uh,
He's just anthropomorphic flubber. It's
Pretty
awesome.
much. He looked too crazy. Master Mummy, his punches don't phase him, and he restores health when guarding. So I think a lot of people who are new to the game, they're going to be using him a lot because of him healing himself when he guards. His three weapons are Megaton, Retorture, which is fire, and Phoenix, which is fire. So two of his weapons does the same attribute, and then pretty much his Megaton is like the heavy attack that they keep showing throughout the direct. Because most of the heavy ones look that way, but they're just designed differently or in different colors.
Yep.
The new character that they introduced was Kid Cobra. He's quick dash after you charge, and you get dash to dodge. Like he could continually dash out. He's kind of looking like a snake in here. And his three weapons is Salamander, which is wind, Hydra.
Slamamander.
Yeah, Slamamander. Oh, did I say Salamander? Oh
You did.
goodness, that's a Konami. Is that Konami's? No, that's Konami's Gradius in Japan.
I don't remember.
Huh.
You may be right, but I couldn't prove it at the moment.
Okay. So, Slamamander, which is his wind, Hydra, which is fire, and Coolerang, which is ice. I kind of like that name, Coolerang.
Yeah.
It was kind of some of these.
They've got some solid wordplay. I
Yes.
give them credit for that. Like I can only fathom how long they kept a bunch of people locked in a room and went, you don't get to come out until you come up with clever shit for all of this. Just people screaming at the door, bodies piled up. They're all dying from starvation.
We just need some ramen to keep going. No ramen for you.
That might be how Min Min came about.
Pretty much.
Which I'm okay with, because Min Min looks fucking cool as shit, too.
Yes. Ribbon Girl.
Ramen Bomber.
Oh, goodness. Ribbon Girl, her mid-air jump, she could do that multiple times and drop down quickly. Her three weapons are Sparky, which is electric, Popper, which is wind, and Slap-a-mander, which is fire.
Yup.
As we was talking, Min Min, she knock down punches with her spin kick, and her left arm turns into a dragon after the charge. So her dragon arms, once she charge it up, it'll turn to a dragon and then go into a laser in a way. Her three weapons are dragon, which is fire, Magawatt, which is electric, and Ram, which is fire.
I will never call her Min Min. I will forever call her motherfucking Ramen Bomber.
Ramen Bomber.
Fuck yeah. Ramen Bomber. It's happening.
Oh, wow. She just bomb you with all this ramen.
That's right. Ramen Bomber.
Another
Sponsored by Murichin.
Right. That's the only good. Well, no, that's not the only. That's the good cup. Is it a good cup? Or the $3? Not $3.
I don't know. I get the Murichin.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to work at Walmart, and I tell you what, the best lunch you ever had was the roasted chicken cup of ramen.
Yes.
Mixed with a thing of mashed potatoes.
Wait, what?
Oh, God, yeah. Noodles, potatoes, and that roasted chicken broth, and a little bit of that roasted chicken bit from the ramen, all mixed together. Fantastic.
I've never heard of that or thought of that.
It's all carbs, but oh my God, it tasted good. It tastes like Thanksgiving.
Is it the flake of mashed potatoes or?
Oh no, I get the mashed potatoes out of the deli.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, is the mashed potatoes?
No, I get a thing of mashed potatoes out of the deli, and you mix the roasted chicken ramen in with it, like broth and all, and that shit tastes like Thanksgiving. It's awesome. It's mashed potatoes, and it's noodles, and it's chicken, and it's perfect.
I may have to try that. And people are going to look at me crazy, but I'm willing to try that. Helix, which is a new character, his body is stretchy, so he's like, they were researching the arms, and something happened, and they ended up making this stretchy, kind of blubber character and stuff. He looks cuckoo crazy, but he looks kind of cool.
I need to hear his voice. I'm hearing his voice in my head going,
when I seen him,
all I can hear.
When I seen him out of the air little things from the car dealerships, the little fluff, I was thinking that
waving arm, inflatable arm guy.
Yes. Oh, I love that commercial on Family Guy. Was it Family Guy?
It was Family Guy.
Oh, I love that commercial. I might have to watch that tonight.
On a side note, if you want another wacky waving arm, inflatable arm guy bit, you need to watch Common Law.
I've never heard of Common Law.
Oh my God! Next time when you come back here, we're watching some Common Law. Fuck me, that shit's funny.
Okay, I'm off.
One of the best shows USA ever canceled.
What year?
Oh, it was a number of years ago.
Okay. Because when you said USA, I'm just like, I think I remember that show.
It went for like one season during a summer.
I remember USA did. I know we'll get back to the Nintendo Direct, but I remember USA used to have a lot of good shows on their network. And it just now seems like it disappeared.
Oh, God, no. USA used to have a solid roster.
Yes.
Fucking Burn Notice.
Psych.
Common Law. Psych. Oh, God.
I like Suits and...
Suits. The one with,
White
Collar.
White Collar. Yeah,
White Collar was great.
the uh the brother who lost his um he was a
Territorial
doctor.
Kate. Well,
Um and then yeah, they would just have some other stuff and it would be just like maybe one season, but it was like really good.
oh yeah.
Those was the days. Now
World
most of them
One
are on
podcast. Characters welcome.
Netflix because I think Burn Notice is still on Netflix. They took Psych off.
Yeah.
Boo.
Preach.
Well, another new character they show. Well, for Helix, I forgot his weapon is Blorp, which is like the kind of this blob, which makes them blind when they charge. Ice Dragon, which is ice, of course, and Guardians, which is electric. And the Guardians is mostly like a shield, so he'll be able to block attacks while you can hit him with your other arm. Moving on, this is a double character, two kind of fighters. It's Bite and Bark. Bite is a cop, Bark is a dog, and I kind of like the name. Bite is BYTE and Bark is BARQ. And the dog looks like a Mega Bloks.
Yeah, it does.
I was just like, what heavy Mega Bloks thing is this?
I've got some concerns about Bite and Bark being a little unbalanced. Not gonna lie.
Yes. Well, Bark could attack on its own, and Bite could jump off of Bark for extra airtime to attack. They have a double team special, and their the three weapons is Seeky, which is electric, Cracker, which is fire, and Bub. I looked at when it said Cracker, and I was just like, Cracker and cops. Larry's gonna say something about this.
The only thing I have to say is that when I saw the spelling for Bark, I just wanted root beer.
Ooh, I could go for one too. Root beer float with Bark's root beer is the best.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know. Do you do a special ice cream for that when you do your vanilla? Like, is there a special brand you get?
Brand, no, but I always go French vanilla. That being said, at this
Yeah,
point, I can't be real picky on my brands because I got to find something that's no sugar added.
no sugar added. Okay, but you still can do the ice cream, right?
Yeah, like you said, as long as I'm mindful and I do no sugar added, I'm generally in good shape. For anybody that doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, I got the Beatus. Wilford Brimley and I hang out on weekends. I get to wear his cowboy hat.
And I gotta say, Diet Barks is still good. Oh, that's so
I'm not
good.
nuts about Diet Barks. Honestly,
Really?
the Diet beer that does it for me, though, is Diet A&W Works.
Yes.
Like, before the Beatus, I was all about Barks. But post Beatus, Diet Barks, I can't do. Diet A&W fucking works it.
Yes.
So, there you go. There's your dietary tip for the day,
It
kids.
cannot, because you could taste a little bit less sugar in the Diet A&W, but it still tastes like A&W.
Well, it's because it hides everything under under that whole kind of spice thing.
But it's still good. Oh,
Oh yeah, no, preach. I got a whole case of it upstairs. Trust me, I use it.
yes.
Anyways, this is probably the least focused Nintendo Direct episode we have ever fucking done.
Well, we're going to different warp pipes. Twin Tail, who is also a new character, her pigtails extend like arms. She slowed down opponent's punches while charging. Her three weapons is Chilla, which is ice, Paracel, which is wind, which is also could be used as a shield, and Thunderbird, which is electric. So they just introduced those 10 characters, and later on they're going to probably introduce who the final boss is for this game. But there's still probably some more stuff we still don't know about just yet. I don't have a favorite character just yet, but when I'm probably going to have to say that Twin Tail might be my character that I'm going to probably learn.
I can totally see myself playing as Flubber.
I thought you was going to fight. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Ninjaro looks cool as shit with the chain link arms, but
Yes.
I could totally see myself playing as Flubber just to be an asshole.
Shoot, my secondary character might be
Like,
just
bitch, you
Min.
got beat down by Goop.
Min Min is going to be my secondary character that I'll learn.
So, but before we go any deeper, because
Mhm.
there's more stuff that they showed in the direct.
Yes.
Um, one thing I want to, kind of get some thoughts on here is the more they show, the deeper the actual fighting mechanics looks.
Hmm.
It looks more and more solid. Do you think this is something that uh, will have staying power as a solid fighting game in the esports division?
Yes. Yes. I think because it seems simple, but people who learn it inside out is going to be the one to watch because it's going to be like it's a boxing match, but it's video games. And when you see the two and two going on together, it's going to be like I want to see what these musts could do that Nintendo didn't expect these characters to do. Like
Will there be separate categories for motion control and non-motion control?
no, I think it's all going to be up to how you want to play.
Okay.
Hey, when they allowed that one dude to use a broken PS1 controller in Evo and he won, the control option won't even matter.
So
You know.
no, I'm totally jazzed to get some multiplayer that's going with a couple pairs of Joy Cons. I think that the motion control, at least from what else I've used it on, feels responsive enough that it it'll be solid to play with, and that you're not going to feel like you got screwed by something not reading right.
Right. And I
So,
and I think the more that people unlock the arms, the more they'll be able to use those strategies.
hmm
Um, because it's gonna, people gonna probably be like, well, if I just load myself up with all this power, I could, if I could time the slow part of it, but still be able to do damage, I'll be a force to be reckoned with.
I'm totally jazzed about the fact that for motion control, the Joy Cons are actually meant to be held at a 90 degree, so you're not using the buttons and the sticks, just the motion and the triggers.
Yes,
That fascinates me. I'm totally jazzed about that, actually. You know.
yeah, and I think the matches are probably gonna be quick, so you don't tire yourself out. I think it's a good workout game for people. I think you're able to get your exercise and still have fun, and that's kind of good.
hmm
And shoot, maybe it might build up muscle for some people, like making them feel like boxers and stuff. Because that's what's going to happen is they are going to put that into real boxers' hands and give it a try and see what they think.
Uh, this needs to be a new ad campaign. Is we need to see Tyson and oh Evander going at it one on one in arms. Oh
That'd be so fun. And then their arms actually turn to springs.
yeah.
Ah,
No, I want to see an actual like YouTube video of Tyson and Evander playing arms together against each other.
oh, that would be so cool. Well, well, when we get later on to what like, cause party match, I would love to see, or the 2-on-2, I would love to see, like Holyfield and Tyson versus like two other ones,
Uh,
uh, and just to see how Tyson and Holyfield, because when we get later on to that part of one of the multiplayer modes, one of them, you got to be careful and not hit your own team partner, or you could
mhm.
like mess them up and actually lose the round. Because I wonder if it's gonna be like you have to knock out both arms characters to actually win the match.
Right.
You know, because it's not Marvel versus Capcom
No.
level of winning. It's just like, you know, you you guys are both on the stage and bam, there you go.
I think something that grabs me about this is that it's not the super deep technical fighting game,
Yes.
like Street Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur, even to a degree Smash Brothers, I still don't think I would qualify Smash in the super technical field or category of fighters. But I do think it does have a very specific level of skill that the others don't, where it's more along the lines of boxing and actually reading your enemy, your opponent. And
Yes.
I think almost to a degree, Arms might do a better job of what 1-2 Switch tried to do in terms of reading your the other player by actually seeing them in a sense, um, where 1-2 Switch tried to pull that off by taking the most of the action off the screen. I think Arms might have the right balance of that.
Hmm. I agree.
I think it's totally unintentional, but I think it's fantastic that's there. The more I see of it, the more that's how I see this going.
Yeah, it's very weird seeing it from when Nintendo Japan revealed ARMS, and people just was just like, I don't care about it, and now people like really have come around and be like, oh, this game is gonna be big, and a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people
mean,
are
not
now
everyone's
wanting.
come around, but a sizable portion of the audience has.
Yes, and and with the announcement that they made, hopefully people, because I would be with you for one of them. So,
Yep.
I kind of want to see how that all turns out. Um, but let's get into the multiplayer modes because this is like kind of like the last part of it. So they're introduced a few versus mode, which is fight, which is the one-on-one basic, team fight, which is two-on-two, volleyball, where you and your other opponent will be hitting the ball and you just got to score on the other player's side. That one looked real fun. I was just like, ooh, volleyball, yes. Hoops, where you have to throw your opponent into the hoops. And all I could think of was just like, Larry is going to kill me if he gets this game. He's going to learn it inside out and just like murder me. Actually, it's weird about volleyball though. I literally was getting Rocket League vibes.
See, I was having the same thought. I'm like, somebody at Nintendo was paying close attention to Rocket League.
Yes.
Really close attention. And I'm okay with that. That makes me perfectly happy. Like this feels somehow like the Rocket League equivalent of boxing.
Yes. That I completely
And
agree.
there is no downside to that really. There's just not.
Shoot. I, that, I can't wait to see what people do with that when
Mhm.
they do the two-on-two. Because I'm just like, that's going to be up a lot of people's alley just to see, be like, okay, if I could take my Rocket League skills into this volleyball game, it's on. And then people
Oh
going to
yeah.
be like, yeah, we need Rocket League on Switch if it's going to play like this.
And I really do hope that Psyonix watches this and that this succeeds in just spectacular fashion, and Psyonix sees it and goes, okay, there's enough here that we could, you know, justify doing this.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Because at this point, Psyonix has said that they're looking at it. So,
Well, shoot, they might not have no choice. Because if people
well,
are,
there's always a choice.
well, yeah, but it's just like if a lot of Switch games are selling and making a lot of money for a lot of companies, and especially indie companies, they might not have no choice to be like, we need to get into that pool so we could keep our sales quota up and stuff. So what better way is to put it on Switch and let people buy it there and see how the community reacts and how many we could sell on Nintendo Switch. Because like right now for Rocket League, like sales has stopped, like or came to a halt, like or really slowed down. I think if they announced it on Switch, everybody who owns the Switch is pretty much going to probably still pick it up because they're gonna want that on cartridge, and they're gonna want to play Rocket League on the go.
I don't think it's at a dead stop, but I do think that there would be a solid surge if they dropped it on Switch.
Yeah.
But again, we've talked before at some length about some of the logistics issues in making it happen, of which there are, several that, would need to be overcome. But it's not that that hurdle can't be jumped.
Well, well, I think what they have to understand is that people would hate the price, but they will understand and they would still buy it.
So,
So,
anyways, I
um,
think too that there's something to be said for paying a little extra for portable Rocket League.
yeah. Um, skill shot, which is kind of like you're hitting targets. It's like you on one side, your characters on the other side. You got to rank up points. 1-on-100 is you fighting like 100 shadow armor opponents. Then you got to kind of make it up to 100. They're also giving you an ARMS test and training, so you can test out different combinations and train so you can get better combos and everything. Party match, you can hook up to 10 switches with 2 players on each, so that's like 20 players. Rank match, the more you win, the more you go up in rank, the more you lose, your rank goes down. And local multiplayer, which you could hook up to 8 switches. ARMS is giving away a free updates. So their DLC is going to be free free updates. It's going to be
They're
free
running the
characters.
Splatoon model.
Yes, free characters, free stages, and free ARMS, which is good for an IP like this. Really
Mm-hmm.
good. Last but not least, ARMS Global Test Punch is going to be May 26th to the 28th. May 26th is only in North America, and June 2nd to June 4th. June 2nd is also in North America. So we're going to be first, starting on the 26th and the 2nd, and then everybody in the world will be able to play on the 27th and the 3rd. And this game is going to be releasing on June 16th, like that Friday of E3.
Yep. Which I'm really hoping that after this direct and the fact that ARMS will be out, right at the E3 mark, that they're not going to be chewing up their showtime pushing ARMS. And I'm also hoping that, given that Splatoon is honestly just right after it,
Yeah.
I want to see almost nothing of Splatoon at E3, at least for the main presentation. Put it on your show floor, put it at your booth, that's fine. But as far as the main show presentation, that big 45-minute, hour-long direct, God's sakes, I do not want to see ARMS or Splatoon.
They might announce some things like extra amiibos. Japan and Europe are getting some Splatoon controllers. We haven't got any notification yet, but I'm hoping that at E3 that they show those colors and probably some more amiibos that they already show on the original Nintendo Direct of Splatoon. And they did add Splatoon, but they just showed off the single player or a little bit of the single player of it, which
Which,
is just good.
amen for that, yeah. Because I totally dug what little was there of the single player in the original Splatoon.
Yes.
And I'm quite excited about a bigger, more robust single player in Splatoon 2.
Yes, I am too. I definitely am too.
Like, it's not that the multiplayer in Splatoon 1 couldn't carry it, because it did. But that being said, I don't think anybody would bitch about more content.
No,
So I'm totally down for this.
me too. And that pretty much the Nintendo Direct of ARMS. I remember they were saying that Nintendo was going to do a Direct last week. It was a special thing, but that was false. They actually did just a Direct for ARMS, which was this week. So
Yep.
I don't know if you want to still give that person credit or anything, but I'm just like, they wouldn't have a direct after they had that big direct last month in April. So I'm like, they wouldn't have a big direct definitely before E3. But
I don't know. I could see one more specific focus direct before E3.
hmm
Uh, give it maybe about at most or at the closest a week before E3, but do a Splatoon 2 blowout direct. And that way the
yes,
E3 show is just, everything else.
if they don't do a
Give
blowout for
Splatoon 2 a dedicated 20-25 minute direct and then leave them out of the conversation at the expo.
I think they'll probably have a little bit, but if they're gonna do a full direct, it's probably gonna be 2 weeks the uh after the E3 showcase. I think maybe the last week of June. Um,
My concern is if they don't do it before, they're going to do it at.
yeah, but that might just be like one thing of a single player, because I'm like a multiplayer match. Everybody's gonna be like, I want to play that game right now. So,
Yeah.
and if they have it at their booth, it's probably going to just be like the first level of the single player. Like that's what if I was showing them anything about Splatoon, I would just show them that first level of the single player because that's what they announced. I think enough people have seen the multiplayer, and with their global test run, people got an idea of it. So
Oh, yeah. And let me just say, speaking of the global test, amen that they are doing the global test punch for ARMS here,
yes,
because this is something that when Splatoon 1 was an untested property, that global test fire, holy shit, I was on board. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna need this in my life. And it was something that I was already interested in,
yeah,
but
me too.
not quite 100% sold. I got it in my hands, and I'm like, yep, I'm down.
Oh,
I'm in. Sign me up. Where can I give you my fucking money?
when I seen Splatoon, I was just like, that's a day one purchase. I was just like, I'm going to have this because I'm like, they're finally doing something as an online shooter that doesn't deal with guns. That is really more about paint and covering area.
Yeah,
And
they took a shooter and turned it into a turf war.
yes,
And they did it in a fairly unique way, no less.
and
So, no, and it worked. All the credit to them for that.
and the Japanese still outdid America. Ah,
But no, I mean, they did a great job with that, and I really do hope that we see more of the test things.
mhm,
I am super pumped that last generation we got Splatoon as a new IP. In this generation, we're getting ARMS as a new IP, and I hope that we see at least one more new IP from Nintendo this generation.
mhm, yes,
That's super promising to me, and it definitely shows that they are not relying just on the old roster, that they're bringing in some new stuff.
uh-huh.
Um, they're not just resting on their laurels, and I give them a lot of fucking credit for that because that's an easy thing to do.
Do you think the test runs have been successful? Like, of course with connection problems and stuff like that, but is it something that like, well, this is why they're doing the test run, so when it does go live online, there's no problem? Because there's just games that when they come out that didn't have no like actual test, the online function is broken.
I think that's part of it. So I think they're getting some twofold. They're getting a twofold win out of this. One, they're getting a chance to
Market the game.
to let people get their hands on it,
hmm
and two, to make sure everything's working before they send it out the door and catch any last minute problems before it releases and people have paid money for it and it becomes a mess.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Um, everybody, I want to give our very own muchachos, Adrian Nieto, our Mexican Maple. He has some thoughts that he sent to us, and these are his thoughts on the direct. Global Test Punch is a brilliant idea they they low key showed 2 more characters, so maybe 12 in the release. This is the way that he wrote it, so that's just the way that I'm reading it. Free stuffs. This is going to be Splatoon all over again. Heart emoji. Can we get a Biff plushie? Splatoon SP looks awesome. Hope they bring those mechanics to multiplayer levels. Callie is the villain. Suck on that. Maria better than Callie. Can't wait for both games. And then they also announced the Joy-Cons for Splatoon and Pro Controller for Splatoon and a case for Splatoon. They're like green and pink, so if you think of Napoleon ice cream, but without the chocolate,
You mean Neapolitan?
Neapolitan? Did I say Neapolitan? Goodness.
You said Napoleon.
Oh my goodness. Look,
That's it. There's going to be brand new Joy-Cons. They're Napoleon Dynamite Joy-Cons. They're white with red print on them that say "Vote for Pedro."
Oh goodness. What movie did Pedro star in that he buffed up? There was some movie that he was in.
No idea.
Oh, it's the Jason Statham.
Who isn't ripped in a Jason Statham movie?
Crank. That's what he was in. He was in Crank.
Was he really?
Yes.
Huh.
Because I think he ended up fighting, like doing some fight stuff. Like he did martial
I'm gonna
arts.
have to rewatch that now. I liked Crank.
I love Crank. I think Crank 2 is still better than the first one, but they're both good.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but everybody, that was the Nintendo Direct, and that was the show. Our World 101 podcast.
Guys, thank you for joining us for a special Warp Whistle episode.
Yes.
Good news. I just got confirmation, actually, while we were recording here. We are a go for Per Schneider joining us. That episode's going to be going up on Monday. We're going to be recording that tomorrow, so I will drop a post, up on the Facebook page. If there's anything you want to ask Per Schneider, founding member and general manager of IGN.com, please, drop your questions and thoughts on the post. I will make sure that I get that up here in just a couple of minutes as soon as we finish recording before I start editing. And also, I've been told that apparently my audio now sounds better. That's because this episode of World 1-1 Podcast Warp Whistle has been brought to you by Logitech, trusted makers of PC and gaming accessories. Now, I'm just fucking with you, but new Logitech headset for anybody that was bitching about some of the audio quality issues. So, there. I hope you're fucking happy now.
Yes. And with that, everybody, you can follow World 1-1 Podcast on Twitter at World1_1 Podcast. You can hear more at World 1-1 Podcast at shoutsengine.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. And you can follow Larry on Facebook.
Yep, make sure you click the like on the Facebook page. We appreciate the likes and the shares. Every little bit helps get the word out so that you can subject all the other people in your life to our bullshit. Beyond that, also make sure you find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, the DNA Podcast Network, coming soon to NGR Radio as soon as Corey has time because he's been busy fucking off in Disneyland. And also on now Podknife. So check that out too.
Yay. And with that, everybody, we will see you later. Bye.
Peace.